that you can't carry, a distant lost memory you like to forget. Wish on a brighter star, one that you hold might fall into your hands. Still they keep passing, days of a dreamer, as you keep casting, hoping the real one in will coming out to everyone you know.
Non-stop rock talk with Tyson Bryden.
Welcome to Non-Stop Rock Talk. This is your host, Tyson Bryden. Today, I'm very happy to welcome Mark Knight, who has just released his latest album with Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes, entitled Day of a Dreamer. Of course, Mark is also known for playing with Bang Tango. Mark, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And
yeah,
I mean, I know we talked a couple months ago, and you're saying, okay, the new album's coming out, let's do it then, and which was cool.
Yeah, we pushed this off a while because I remember speaking to you, I don't know, a month ago or so, and I just wanted to get the record out before actually talking to people about it. So you got a chance to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems as though the reviews and whatnot of people talking about it, that people are really digging it, I think.
It feels good. Yeah, it feels that way. Really great. It's been received really well, actually. I'm really excited. It's so tough to put a record out without a label or all the promotion. It's just basically like grassroots, me doing it alone with my wife and our own little label. So it's me being on the computer every day, talking to people and getting the buzz out. And it's getting good reviews. It's really cool.
That's
at least
cool.
From the fans.
Pardon me?
At least from the fans,
Yeah. No, that's cool. I tried to order it yesterday on your website.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a problem until the shipping came up to Canada, and I was just like, really? So then I went on Amazon and it was on there. But
right.
I think it's actually cheaper to buy it through you than it was for Amazon, because it was
shipping out of the country is so ridiculous.
I know
right now. Yeah,
it's
like been a problem with other people too. They're like, "Hey, it's like 4 times the amount of the CD." I'm like, "We don't make the shipping price."
Yeah, I know. And I mean, unfortunately, you can't get around it, right?
Yeah.
But it's all cool. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to end up ordering it anyways.
That'd be awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. So I mean, going into this album, kind of what was your mindset?
My mindset going into this album is, I mean, there was no stated mindset. I always am writing, and basically, I gathered another batch of songs together after Road Sick Eyes, my last record, and I was basically just, okay, how am I gonna approach recording these songs again and make it even better sound wise, better musicianship wise, and just better crafting of the songs, better everything. I just try to improve it. So there's no mindset. It's just basically, I'm writing another record because I collected the songs. It's like a natural thing. I don't sit down and go, okay, I'm going to write this record that's going to sound like this. I just kind of continually write as a songwriter. It's kind of what I do. And once I feel that I've got a good collection of songs, then next step is demoing them and then finding the players and production and recording them.
Yeah. So now obviously this isn't the first release of Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes. How many albums have you done with that project so far?
So post Bang Tango, I did a couple different records with different bands I kind of put together. Worry Beads was kind of my first band outside of Bang Tango. We did a couple records with them. I mean, I basically wrote all the stuff. It's kind of the same format, but it was a band title, a band name. And then after that, I did Gravy. I put a record out with a band called Gravy, Bones. And then I put a solo record together with Matt Apps from Government Mule, the drummer. We kind of
cool.
him and Tony Marsico, great bass player, he helped me kind of like put together this little EP, my first solo kind of effort. And that was called Perfect American Family. It was only 6 songs. And I put that out kind of, and then we went back and did another full length record called Bone Rail Tight. And with those kind of guys and other people I brought in. And then I decided after Bone Rail Tight, I did some touring on that. That was just Mark Knight, Bone Rail Tight. Then I wanted to put a band together to kind of like solidify kind of a band vibe. So I put the Unsung Heroes together and we did Road Sick Eyes. Cool. And then after that, I went back to doing a solo kind of acoustic, broken down, intimate record just titled Mark Knight. Put that out and then went back to the band format and did Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes with Don't Kill the Cat. And here we are with Days of a Dreamer. So that's kind of the breakdown of my projects.
I was actually checking out that Gravy stuff the other day.
Did you really? Yeah. Wow. That's weird stuff.
Well, because I kind of caught one of the interviews you did. I can't remember who it was with, so I just kind of clicked on it, and you were talking about Gravy. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out, and that was very cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of funky, kind of disco-y a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
It was a different group, but that was a solid group of guys. We basically went out and played like 70 or 80 gigs in the local area. We worked hard, that same group of 5 guys. And a couple of the guys ended up playing with me in Unsung Heroes and different projects throughout the years.
Right on. So I mean, on this album, who is playing on the album besides yourself?
So Edward Shansky, the drummer, basically, he was in Worry Beach years ago. We did a record called Iron Spitting Horse. When I went in to do Don't Kill the Cat, the drummer didn't work out and we were about to record and Edward had been working at the studio. So I'm like, hey, you want to play on the record? And he ended up doing the whole record with me. Then from there, we went out and did that record and I wanted to put a new band together around Don't Kill the Cat, Unsung Heroes. So I brought in Kyle Stevens from Bang Tango, my guitar player in Bang Tango, and Wayne Lothan. He played in English Beat. He had played on some of the tracks in Don't Kill the Cat. So the 4 of us went in and did a bunch of gigs supporting Don't Kill the Cat. So that was kind of the initial new Unsung Heroes band. As it broke down, basically Edward and me ended up doing putting this record together. He co-produced it with me, and we ended up using a bunch of different players, but me and him did the record together, and ended up using Wayne Lothan on some bass parts. Eddie Montez joined the band. He played some bass tracks. Kyle Stevens was in the live band too, and he ended up playing on like 3 tracks on the record. And then I brought in all sorts of cats. Reeve Downs was in the original Unsung Heroes from Rhino Bucket, the bass player from Rhino Bucket. He played. He was in the original. A Road Sick Eyes version of Unsung Heroes. Great old friend, great bass player. So he's in Austria now. He tracked some stuff and sent it on, and he played on like maybe 4 of these tracks. Who else? Let's see. There's so many people. Keith England from sang background in the Allman Brothers. He sang some background. George Adrian, he's a good friend of ours, sang some background. Angie sang a duet with me at the end called Party's Over. She's in Angie and the Deserter. She's a friend. Kind of rallied all my friends, which I call the Unsung Heroes, basically.
Okay. That makes sense. That's cool. So was the album done at, like, the majority of it on your part, like, at your house, or did you go into a studio? Or do you have a studio in your house?
Yeah, I did. So basically, the hardest thing about recording, I don't know if you know about recording, but like the hardest thing is getting good drum sounds. So we went to a friend of ours, Adam Hamilton. He has this great facility for recording. Killer Little's home studio, but he's like really good and got his room dialed. So we did all the drums there. That's where I invested kind of some money. So Edward did all his drums there. We took those drum tracks And then we moved him to my studio to do all the guitars and vocals. And the bass was done at Edward's little home studio too. So we kind of moved it around, but we got the main drum sounds at Adam's studio.
So now the title, which is a song on the album. I mean, sometimes you can look at a bunch of the titles and that could be the album. Was there a meaning why you chose that song as the album title?
You know, I didn't write the song and go, this is the album title, you know?
Yeah.
I bounced around a bunch of different titles for the record that had nothing to do with the songs at all. But something about that just rang like clear, like it sounded a record title, Days of a Dreamer. It was like, during the pandemic and writing these songs basically every day, just dreaming up these songs. And it just felt like a great title. And I had written down like 10 or 15 different titles. And I kept going back to that. It wasn't like, oh, this is the best song on the record, I want to name it after this song. It was just, it just seemed like a great concept for the record, at the time for what I was going through writing.
Yeah, because like sometimes a band or an artist will, like, from Bang Tango, like Psycho Cafe, there wasn't a song called Psycho Cafe, but on Dancing on Coals there was a song, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Psycho Cafe was basically, I don't know if you know the story behind that, but we were doing a record in Austin, Texas, and we'd go to this cafe every day to have lunch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where that came from. And we were in like San Marcos, which is this like suburb, little weird college town out of Austin, Texas. And Joe's like, one day he's like, man, how about Psycho Cafe? That cafe is kind of psycho. I'm like, perfect. That worked. We loved it.
That's cool, man. That's pretty easy though. Like in terms of album titles. So, and
yeah, it was unique, and I thought it was a great title. And Dancing on Coals was a song,
Yeah. Dancing on Coals was a song. Great tune. I mean, Love After Death, was that a track on the? That's not a track on the album.
No, it wasn't. Initially, we were going to call that record Shed. I haven't told anybody this. This is like the first time I've ever even talked. It was going to be called Shed because we were shedding like our old skin, basically, and becoming this kind of modern band, whatever we were going at the time. And that was the working title for that record for years. And then, Joe came up with that name too. He'd Love After Death because we still love music after the death of it at the time.
That's so true. Right. Now let's dive into the material. The album starts off with Rusty Bones. Great straight ahead rock song. I mean, listening to it, I'm like, is he kind of talking about age? Because as we get older, our bones might be a little bit rusty. What was kind of your thinking behind that song?
Well, if you actually listen to the song, you listen to the story, it's basically about one of my buddies that was dealing with a whacked out girlfriend at the time that was out of her mind. And, feed me meds, make me sing, do the most unspeakable things. Like I'm talking about him, like, and his scenario back when he was with this girl. It was just crazy. And, Rusty Bones was this concept of like, yeah, it's getting old, but we are getting old and it does work nowadays. I wrote this song years ago. It's an old Worry Beat song, actually.
Really?
We brought back and we revisited it and we recut it. And
it's a cool song. It opens the album nicely. Like, it's like, okay, here's a rock song for you. And then, listening to the album, there's like, it's an up and down thing. It's not like everything's the same. It's like a bunch of like emotional stuff and just like really creates a really cool mood and vibe, right?
Right on. Thanks.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. Now I was going to ask about the album cover itself. Where was I noticed it looks like it's a billboard, but it's like maybe a screen playing something. Where was that taken?
So that is a good story. Our buddy Andrew Stewart, an amazing rock photographer, a good friend of ours, me and my wife, he offered to do the record and shoot it. And it was her concept. It was her idea because she felt the record. My family kind of contributed in this record. My daughter produced the video and sang on it. And I told my wife, hey, you like run with the concept for the record. She wanted this kind of like shadowy, dark. She wanted the streets wet. They weren't wet. But that was taken on the Sunset Strip on a Sunday night. And the crazy thing about that was on a Sunday night, there was no one on the road. because of the pandemic here in
Yeah.
Hollywood. So Hollywood Sunset Strip, we went out there, and I just walked the streets, and Andrew shot it, and we got this one shot that was kind of mystique-y and weird, and that's how that came about.
Cool. It's a great picture, and I noticed that you've just on your wall there, you've got a photo of it behind.
Yeah. Well, I framed it because I'm doing these Pirates Cove sessions, and this next one's the Days of a Dreamer one I'm doing on Saturday. So I put it up behind me here. This is where I do all my sessions. This is my studio here, basically. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. And I mean, even looking at the Bang Tango stuff there, the EP cover and everything, that's cool.
Wall of Shame over there. Oh, yeah. Everything but a gold record, right?
Which should be there, right?
I put funny pictures up here, yeah. But those are like, different photos, different eras of my career and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. That's cool.
This is my like glory, my God room.
So I mean, as I was listening to the album, I must ask, going back to Bang Tango. I mean, Bang Tango's sound was not quite the same as a lot of the other bands, but kind of you guys fell into the hair rock genre. I remember the first time up here in Canada on Much Music, they played the video for Someone Like You, and they more or less, their categorization of it was, okay, it's very much like The Cult was their that's how they defined it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys heard that before.
Yeah, we got The Cult now and then, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a band, did you guys ever feel that you guys were pigeonholed into sounding a certain way? I mean, some of this material wouldn't have, translated back then, right?
Like Bang Tango. I mean, we were always like, caught in a pickle with like being classified. They always got us wrong.
Yeah.
Some people thought of us as a Sunset Strip, hair metal, glam rocker, blah, blah, blah. And then other people, we were kind of in between the alternative movement at the time and just the old school rock movement, with GNR coming about and some of those bands that were just real stripped down rock, street rock, and, but then we presented ourselves, with this kind of Euro style at the time, with this cover of the Psycho Cafe. So it was always mixed up. Nobody really got us right. I mean, some people did, but, then we had the funky thing about us, and, our sound was nothing like the Sunset Strip bands at the time, really. But, the alternative bands, like, we wanted to go out on the road with like Jane's Addiction and the Chili Peppers, and they were just like, nah, you guys are a glam band from Sunset Strip, so, and then those bands just thought we were weird, like bands like, the Sunset Strip band. So we were just really, locked in it. Yeah. Kind of what I'm with my solo stuff, with my own music, like it's the same thing, like the Americana movement of my music and the sound I have, those guys are just like, no, you're from an 80s band, but my music is nothing like that anymore. But so here I am again, stuck in this weird position.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I've had this conversation on my show before about certain artists that have been pigeonholed into the 80s. Like, it's like some guys, like Tim Skold, for instance, from Shocking Messiah. Like, he was able to transition into, playing in Marilyn Manson because, I don't know, was it because Shotgun Messiah never became a famous band? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a weird thing. And Butch Walker, the same thing. Like,
well, Butch Walker, I get compared to a lot because he came out of South Gang and then he went Americana, like completely. Yeah. And I get a lot of comparison to him because I've really dove into the singer-songwriter trip, but I've been doing it for 25 years. It's not like, I just decided to be like an Americana singer-songwriter guy and pick up an acoustic and write songs. I've been doing it for years and years. I put out, 9 records with this style, and people are still trying to like lump me into that kind of, well, you're Mark Knight from Bang Tango. We want some shredding guitar, man. Where's your Jacksons and your orange guitars? And, so it's thank God people are coming around, especially with this new record in the last week or so. People are like, whoa, this guy's like, they've kind of, the fans have grown up too, so they've converted into like different styles of music or different tastes. It's not like I'm not rocking anymore, I still keep that in there, but it's kind of been tricky.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is for me, because I know 30 years ago I probably wouldn't have listened to that, but now here I am 30 years later and I totally dig it, right?
There you go. See?
You know what I mean? And I love Butch Walker, the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I hate to see people get pigeonholed into something because of the fact that, oh, you used to be in this band, you know. But
Hey, I'm 56 years old, man. It's like I've been doing this for years on my own, and not afraid to rock it out. Like for Rusty Bones, for example. I mean, some people are comparing this new record to like, another Bang Tango record that wasn't made yet. I mean, I've heard that a couple of times recently, and it's like, it doesn't sound anything like Bang Tango to me, but just because a couple of the guys played on it doesn't mean it's anything close to sounding like Bang Tango, except maybe the riffs and some of the uniqueness of the songwriting, because I wrote a lot of the stuff in that band.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, now Wise Choice is kind of a slow moving type of song. Is that Hammond organ on that song in the beginning there?
Yeah, the B3. Yeah.
I love that. Love the B3.
Awesome. Yeah.
Always loved it. Even since the 90s, right? And it's kind of condescending in spots. Keep your mouth shut. It's a wise choice, which I thought was cool.
Right? Yeah. So that was basically like, pointing out examples of making the right choice, in life. Because my mom used to always tell me, you got to make the right choice. Make the right choice. It's your choice. Yeah, you can screw up and go down the wrong road, but you made that choice. My mom would always tell me that. So I kind of took the concept of making the right choice in life with anything and used different examples, like the ink in the skin is there to the end. Get maybe the wrong tattoo for somebody, or there's a million different examples throughout that song. Like you said, keep your mouth shut. So that was the concept behind that song, and it kind of just rattled out and came together. And when I say I don't like it at all, I'm basically saying, I don't like some of the choices people I know in my life have made, maybe,
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I must also know, when I listen to a track like Open Wounds, your sound it's more or less very much you. I don't hear somebody else, like, I don't make a lot of comparisons in your music, which I think is great, especially in your vocal delivery.
That's as best compliment you could get, right? Being original. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that on this one. They're like, I can't compare you. It's just the best MK record I've ever heard. That's what people are saying right now. They're like, you just have a trip, like when I hear your voice, I know it's you, it's nobody else. So I have tons of influences, and I think I'm ripping off a lot of people, but when I do it my way, nobody thinks that. They're just like, yeah, it sounds like Tom Petty. I get that a lot, but it doesn't really sound like Tom Petty, It's just maybe his feel or something, Yeah,
it could be in a phrasing or a feel, or,
right.
Kind of that type of thing. Now, I mean, you've been singing for a long time. So when you first started doing it, was it weird for you to start to be singing, like being the lead singer and playing guitar? Or was it just kind of...
I was just telling somebody yesterday on a podcast I did, and basically, like, I had no intention to be a lead singer. I mean, I was a guitar player in Bang Tango, right? And then I got hip to like singer-songwriters, and I started really loving it and writing lyrics. And I started getting into lyrics, and then I started writing melodies. Then I ended up writing like 100 songs, trying to get a couple good ones. And then I brought in singers to sing those, like we demo them. And I'd be like, yeah, just because you're a good singer. I don't even want to be a singer. And they'd always be like, well, man, we can't really deliver it the way you're saying it. Maybe you should just sing it. So I started singing, and it was just like horrendous. It was scary. I didn't want to do it. I had to front the band, coming out of Bang Tango with the great frontman, Joe, I was just like, I don't want to be that. At the time, like Nirvana was happening. I was looking at Kurt Cobain. Well, here's a guy that can get up there and just like, grunge out the chords and be a front man. I'm like, maybe I'll, that whole like Seattle movement was kind of happening when I started singing. So I went with that. And then I started, honing it and getting better at it. And then eventually picked up the electric again and put an electric band together and started fronting a band. And that was like horrifying. It was scary as hell. I don't know how to do this. I'd oversing. I'd be dizzy because I'd sing too hard. And then eventually, years and years and years, I just kept getting better and better at it. And I'd get beat up a lot about it. Like, you should get a singer. And I had different managers try to break different bands I was in. Always would tell me, yeah, I mean, you just got to get a singer that sounds like Bon Scott or this or that. You're going to be huge again. I'm like, I eventually like decided I was going to be the front man and be the singer, and continue to work at it years and years and years and keep putting out records. And then I got my confidence as a front man. I did enough shows. I toured a lot and played so many gigs that it was natural. It's just, I got the gift to rattle off like, banter in between songs. I became like a front man, and that's kind of where it ended up. I just got better at it because I didn't give it up. And I decided that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if I'm not like a big rock star anymore. I'm just going to do what I want to do, and stuck to it.
Oh, that's cool. Now, Judge Me has a great vibe. and I said there wasn't a lot of comparisons, but there was almost like a Springsteen kind of feel, but it doesn't sound like Springsteen. That kind of lyrical thing. Okay. Give me your approach on that one.
Jeez, Springsteen, I never got that one out of that song. So everybody that I talk to, I've talked to a bunch of people since I put this out last week. Yeah, everybody has different views on these songs. Like, they think they're influenced by different things. It's amazing. Never Springsteen though, but somebody called it like social distortion.
Oh, really?
Social geek song. I'm like, wow, I don't know. I never thought of that, but I can see it. So basically, that song was basically about like some real life experiences. Going to the bar, being pissed off, and coming home, locking the doors before the cops arrest me. And I lived those. Those are real life stories. I mean, I went through some weird, crazy stuff. I went through a divorce and got a new girlfriend, and we ended up getting married. And there were some really dark times. And I kind of used those scenarios in the lyric. Musically, Real Stones influenced that one. I opened G tuning. I just really wanted to go after a real old school rock kind of vibe. It ended up coming off a little bit more edgier and like kind of rocking more than I like demoed it as. But yeah, that's kind of the story behind that one.
That's cool. I mean, Another Man's Woman is interesting. I like this one a lot. I mean, it's the unwritten rule, right? Don't mess with another man's woman. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of a metaphoric thing, or is that exactly as it seems?
It's exactly as it seems, and it's basically about a couple that were together that broke up. Friends of mine, really good friends of mine, went through this kind of real life story, what I'm writing about, and I just like basically, narrated their story and said, "Don't mess with another man's woman." I mean, those are straight up pretty honest lyrics.
They totally are. I agree.
Yeah, and I had a really cool groove on that one. It ended up rocking a little harder than originally, which was cool because we ended up using like fuzz guitars and kind of it's kind of got a ZZ Top vibe about it. Really straightforward rocker, and super happy with the way that one came out.
I like that song a lot, actually.
Oh,
really
awesome.
Dig that song.
Right on.
I mean, the title drew me in because I was like, I have a lot of respect just for that title in general because, there's so much truth to that, right? So I
can relate to a lot of people. Probably just stay away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Lost on the Road, very cool as well. Love that slide in the intro. Is that you on slide?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I did like 85% of the guitars on the whole record. I mean, probably more, maybe like 90% of them. Yeah. That song came out really cool too. I'm really happy with that one. At one point, we weren't sure if it was even going to make the record, but I was like, always fought for it. Kind of a Doorsy, like moody vibe song, blues based kind of, but basically about a lot of crazy dreams I was having at the time. It's like a reflection on like a dream lyric.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't anticipate you saying that on that song, but that's cool.
Well, yeah, Lost on the Road. I mean, basically, I was having these crazy dreams about touring and being on the road because I've been locked down. And even before that, not being, I did so many years of touring in Bang Tango and not doing that for so many years, kept having these reoccurring like dreams about being on the road and being lost on the road, never making it home. Really weird. So I figured, hey, write a song about it. And that's how that one came out.
And actually, come to think of it, I remember your post. I think maybe it was before the Super Bowl started, about the pregame show. You had posted about wanting to get back to playing live music after seeing Joan Jett and Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Really hit a nerve. I was watching that going, geez, why am I like emotional about this? Because it was so cool. You're out there rocking, you know. It was like, damn, that's what I do. That's what I've done my whole life, and I haven't done it in, a year or so. It was just kind of like, I was like, man, I miss that.
I have to be honest. I kind of wished that they had done the halftime show, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? They were great. Joan Jett and her and what's the one? Billy Idol got out there. And
I know.
Miley killed it. I mean, she just rocks. It's like she should have been the halftime show.
I agree.
Nothing against The Weeknd. I mean, I get it. It's good stuff. The guy's talented, but it was just so like, contrived and put together with all this.
Yeah, and that's the hard.
Yeah,
that's the hard part about it. It was funny because we were watching the halftime show, and myself and my buddy were like, "Okay, can we turn the sound off and turn the stereo on?" But then my daughter and her mom was there, and they're like, "Well, we want to watch this," and we're like, "Oh, okay." All right.
I mean, I guess the Weeknd's like, so, it's like a pop sensation right now. I'm not, like trying to age myself or anything. I mean, my daughter's mentioned The Weeknd for years. I knew who he was or what he was, but I was just kind of like, yeah, it's okay, it's good. I mean, guy can sing, definitely can sing.
He can definitely sing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just kind of like, I don't know. He doesn't have the moves of Mick Jagger, or Prince, or any of those like those greats. Like I just was kind of just like, and people were just like, who is this guy? I've never even heard of him. But no disrespect to the guy. He's definitely talented.
Yeah, and he's Canadian too, apparently.
Yeah, I know he's Canadian. I was going to say that to you.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I hate to, but I don't listen. I don't listen to a lot of radio or watch a lot of video or anything like that.
Yeah, that's some modern stuff. Yeah, he's he's hitting now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. And apparently sunk a ton of his own money into that. So
did he really? I don't know the story. I don't know the story really, but yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. But anyways.
Like Bruno Mars, man, that guy can dance his ass off. That guy's so like good. A performer, right?
Yeah.
And he can sing great. But like I get that. Like, okay, Bruno Mars is like he's like a modern day James Brown or something. So I got that. But this Weeknd guy, I was like, I don't get it. Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite halftime show. So
we'll say that. We'll leave it at that.
I'll be diplomatic about
it. We'll just leave it at that.
No, exactly. So the party's over. Definitely not a party because apparently it's over. Who's singing on that track with you? Is that your wife?
No, it's a good friend of ours. Her name's Angie, and she's in a band called Angie and the Deserters. She's an old friend of all of ours, the Bang Tango and some of the guys in the Unsung Heroes, and basically we had her over I wanted to have her, sing some backgrounds with me, and she offered to do it, which was super cool. She came by the studio, and we just said, hey, Angie, why don't you just sing the song through, and we'll maybe slice together a duet, because it's kind of cool. Because the story kind of leads in two different personalities, the guy and the girl. So she did it, went home, worked on it some more, came back, and we did another version of it, and that's what we came up with.
Well, I like that one too. I like that. You guys sing well. I mean, it sounds good together. You guys did a really good job on that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was great. We have the same influences, a lot of the Americana stuff and singer-songwriter stuff. We've always talked about doing something together, and hey, we got to do it, So yeah. She's got a great band. Her band's Angie and the Deserters.
Angie and the Deserters.
Yeah, she's had some success, and she's she's an old friend of all of ours. Yeah.
Cool.
Scarlett, my daughter, sang on Open Wounds. The girl in the background.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's Scarlett Ray Knight, my daughter. She's 19. She's got her own career going.
I have seen you post stuff about that. Yes, that's
her singing with me on Open Wounds, and she directed the video for Wise Choice as well.
Wow, she's very talented.
She is. Yeah, she's good.
That's awesome. Now, I mean, you spoke of kind of the Americana thing, and like, what do you kind of draw from now? Like your influence, what do you listen to now for the most part?
I mean, I listen to a lot of I'm all over the place, but normally like kind of alternative, like kind of country artists, like people like I'm always kind of locked into like the Drive-By Truckers guys, Jason Isbell and Mike Cooley and Patterson Hood. They're all great on their own. I listen to Wilco. I listen to what else? I mean, all over the place. I listen to even some of the British kind of pop stuff. Like I like Noel Gallagher. I like the Gallagher brothers. I like the Verve. I like Richard Ashcroft from the Verve. I like his solo stuff a lot. So I'm all over the place. I mean, I'm just a music lover. So, and then I listen to, some heavy stuff. I like the Super Suckers. I don't know if you know them. They're like
I've heard of them. I do.
Great rock and roll, like just stripped down, like,
oh, cool.
The real deal. I'll listen to bands like that, and then all the classic rock, of course, but, I listened to that for so many years. But,
now, I mean, when back in the Bang Tango days, like when you guys first started, what were you influenced by guitar-wise, like as a player?
Jimmy Page is probably one of my number ones. Like, I always liked his orchestration. If you listen to the new, like the Days of a Dream, there's a lot of guitar orchestration and different voices going on. Those are all Jimmy Page influence because I just layered them and did higher parts and big Jimmy Page fan. I loved Aerosmith, the rawness of Aerosmith, great band. So many other bands, but what else? Back in those days, guitar playing, Michael Schenker from UFO.
Yeah.
Loved his melodic sense.
Amazing. He's an amazing player.
Grew up just like worshiping him. Of course, Van Halen, sorry, this year he passed away, which I kind of revisited a lot of his old stuff. I didn't realize how much of an influence he was to me till I went back, and after he died, I was like, oh man, the guy's just a genius. I like Randy Rhoads. I liked, then I got into guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I got really into the blues electrified. I love Duane Allman, the Allman Brothers, Dickie Betts, Warren Haynes from Government Mule. And then I like guys like John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He came back. He's just great. So many guitar players. So yeah, those are kind of some of them that I'm influenced by.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I loved the guitar sound on Psycho Cafe. I loved it. I just thought it was so in your face. It was just so, especially the first time I heard someone like you, I was like, wow, man, that's just so good.
Cool. Yeah, that you're really going after that. I spent a day trying to get that guitar sound, especially the intro, just getting that kind of certain effects with the delays set right to get that. That's kind of chasing kind of a little bit of a Steve Stevens kind of thing there, Billy Idol vibe on that. Kind of did a lot of that back then. I liked George Lynch back then a lot. That's kind of where that was at.
That's cool. Now, of course, the Bang Tango reunion of last year. I see you're selling the guitar picks for the low price of $13. That say Bang Tango 2020.
The low price.
Yeah.
My wife says that's too much money.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I would probably pay it. But
people want $20, $30 for their signed picks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So will that still happen after COVID is hopefully?
We have plans to do more stuff. Yeah, definitely. We're just kind of waiting on this to kind of smooth out, so we can get back and do some stuff. we came out and put it together and did the whiskey, and we sold out in Hollywood here, which was really great. Everybody showed up. It was a killer sold out show. Band played great. We worked really hard to get it together. And then, we got clipped by COVID. So, people were pressing us to write a new record, but, I was in the process of doing Days of a Dreamer, and a couple of the guys were out of state, and it was just kind of like, well, it just didn't seem like the right time. I'm not saying we're not going to ever write again, but, hopefully things work out and we get some bookings coming up once this clears, but we're definitely still intact, original guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were slated to play M3 last year that got canceled, right?
Yeah.
I went the year before.
Got canceled 3 times.
Yeah.
Got moved 3 times. So that was kind of going to be our next, we were super excited about doing that. And, that fell through 1 time, 2 times, and like 3 times, I think. Yeah.
Have you ever been to it?
No. Oh, no. I played there.
Yeah.
We were on tour with Rat and LA Guns in 91. And Bang Tango played that venue, that venue, that tour place. But I've never been to the M3 though. Looks super fun.
It's super cool.
Were you telling me you kept like buying your tickets and canceling them? Did you tell me that?
No, I don't think so.
No, somebody else goes, I bought tickets, but I'm not sure I'm going to return them. Somebody in Canada. I thought it was you. It was somebody else.
No, because they closed off our border, so we didn't know when it was going to open, right?
Yeah.
I had booked the time off of work for the Labor Day weekend. I think that was the second one that they canceled, and I was hoping to go to that, but I didn't commit to it. So,
well, let's hope it happens. We're hoping it comes around again. That's where that's at with Bang Tango. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. I will say that. So
I've heard nothing but great stuff. I heard the people are just amazing that run it. Everybody's so sweet, and I've just heard so many great things about it. We were so excited about doing it 3 times. My hope is we get to do it. I can't wait. I think it will happen eventually.
I saw in 2019, Joe was there with his version of Bang Tango, and it was weird because he only had 1 guitar player, I believe, at that show. So I was like, it was good. It was different, but I was super excited for the original lineup. So,
well, hopefully we can make that happen.
Now, what was it like you guys getting? You've been playing with Kyle and whatnot, but getting back the 5 of you guys playing together again, how did that feel?
Wow, it was really cool. We went into the studio and we all just kind of just played, and it was just this weird, kind of a spooky, weird family vibe where it's like you're going back to Thanksgiving dinner with your family you haven't been with in 20 years, and it just feels normal. It just felt natural. We all just went back to our role, and it was like a kind of a really cool, warm feeling, like a family, brotherhood kind of thing. So initially, that was great, and we were all just like, "Woo, yeah, we're back together again." We were all chatting every day in the band, text group. Everybody was all buzzing off of it, and then we had to get serious and get it all together, and then it became all these logistics things and getting everybody kind of, on the same page with merch and the new logo and all this, the business thing was just and I got kind of thrown into being the guy that would kind of put a lot of this together. So it was a lot of work. It's a hell of a lot of work, just to orchestrate it all and just to get the booking agent and get the right amount of money for this and the merch and the sound man and the lighting guy. And we had to do this whole production to do this whiskey show on top of booking rehearsals and getting those, everybody together out here in LA. And so it was a lot of work. But the reward was we played a great show, I thought, for not playing together in that many years. And we went out and we put together our best kind of power set of, over 90 minutes of music, I think. And, Blabbermouth put the whole entire show up on YouTube, and on their page. So,
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to check.
if you ever
that
want
out.
to see the whole show, Blabbermouth, search Bang Tango, and they
Okay,
actually
cool.
did a really cool version of like every song, and they kind of edited out all the in between stuff. So it's just a good like video camera angle. Whoever did it, like one of the fans, they must have grabbed off YouTube that actually got the whole band. It wasn't like stage left, one guy blasting loud. It was kind of a good version of the live performance.
Cool.
So
I'm gonna have to
it's on
check
there.
that out.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So it was great. And, it was so cool to soak everybody out. All the fans were just like, it was like amazing. It was a great feeling. I had like 20 family members like drive from San Diego, and they were, it was like this huge reunion of all our family members and all our fans and people flying in. And so it was a really neat, cool feeling. Great reunion.
That's cool. Now, you must have had to go back and relearn a lot of stuff.
You know it. Forgot it already. I have to go relearn it again when we play again. Oh yeah, I had to woodshed all that stuff all over again. It was, the guitars were different, the sound was different. I play different now, like all that shredding stuff. I haven't done that stuff. And at first I'm like, man, what the hell was I doing back then? Some of it I couldn't even figure out. And then eventually it just kind of like comes to you. All of a sudden, next thing you start channeling yourself again, being like, oh, this is what I did. So, I had to work at that. I'm going to have to work at it again because I haven't done it. I haven't done it in a year. Because since the COVID, I just worked on my new record. So, I haven't gone back and played Bang Tango for the last year. I've been recording a new record. So that's going to be some work, but it'll come back.
Oh, no, that's cool. I mean, I was kind of curious about that. I mean, even your guitar sound, it was like, you probably had to go like, how do I tone that back in? Like, I've got
to beef it up. I had to break out the Marshalls, break out the stereo amps, try to, get that sound back and find it where it's close enough and modern a little bit different. I have to use different pedals and different things, but I spent, me and Kyle Stevens, we spent some time just getting our sounds back together again. And we had fun. It was like a big project for us. We're like, what do you got, man? Try this. Let's try that. I think this will work for you. We kind of helped each other out. And all of a sudden, we got those monster guitar sounds back, and now I know how to do it. So when we go back and play again, I'll be ready.
That's cool. And fun. You used that one guitar that you showed on Facebook. Is that from back then? That I don't even know what. Is that a Jackson?
Bomber one? The Bomber one? Yeah, that was made for me by Jackson on the Psycho Cafe era tour. But I didn't use that one when we played the reunion. My guitar, the main Bang Tango guitar, is a Someone Like You Bright Orange. The orange one. So that one, I play mainly Les Pauls nowadays and stuff, and different, not so many tremolo whammy bar guitars, but I got that Jackson. I sent it to my guitar tech. He dialed it and used it on Someone Like You, just because everyone's like, you got to play that guitar. That's a Someone Like You guitar. So I broke it out, and the thing's great. I love it. So that's the only one from the old kind of guitars I used to use. I played at the reunion.
That's cool. I mean, by the last album, were you still using tremolo and whatnot, or had you
the last Love After Death?
Yeah,
the last Bang Tango record.
Yeah.
I was using the Bomber one that you were talking about on songs like New Generation and some of those songs, and then I used a couple different Les Pauls I started using with drop tuning. Some of those songs are tuned down a whole step, they're tuned to D. Wow. So no tremolo on those. And then I started getting away from that whole whammy bar trip, that I did on the early records. And then I just became an Americana blues guy, I play tellies, and I play a lot of tellies, a lot of more cleaned up sounding guitars, smaller amps and stuff, whole different trip.
Yeah. Oh, big time, I would assume. And that's kind of why I asked, because I mean, the band was kind of changing a bit. It was a different sound. It was a little bit different sound. And, that's kind of what I was kind of alluding to, was just the fact that possibly you were you were evolving as a guitar player by that point too, right?
Absolutely. Like if you listen to songs off Love After Death, like Gonna Make You Feel Like, I don't know if you know the record that well, but I started like going through this whole different kind of like old school Stones vibe, with that kind of guitar vibe and everything. And that kind of led into what I did with Worry Bees, my first band outside of Bang Tango. And that's just where I was going. I was tired of like, super over the top, edgy shred stuff, mainly because nobody even heard what at one point in Bang Tango, we weren't even listening to each other. We were just going up there, just going through the motions. And we were on this tour for Love After Death. It was like we went out for 2 weeks to support it in Europe because it didn't get released in the States. And I was like pretty much over the band, and so I tried a test. I played a guitar solo completely out of key just to see if anybody in the band even noticed. Like, just nobody said one thing. That's when I'm like, nobody's even listening to each other. Like, you guys you don't even hear what I'm playing. I played literally completely out of key, like a step off, just to see if any of the guys in the band are even listening to what the other guy's playing. That's when I knew, this is just not for me anymore. I want to play real music.
That's disappointing. I mean, you must have been disappointed, though. I mean, this is your,
They were just like out of their minds, It just wasn't the same anymore. Nobody cared. They were just out to like show off. I don't know what it was. It was just falling apart, And
yeah,
Kyle Stevens had already checked out a year before.
Yeah,
but I mean, literally, I just played out of keys to see if anybody in the band said, "What the hell are you playing? That's like terrible." Nobody said a word. It was just like, okay.
That's crazy.
You're not in a band anymore. Everybody's out for themselves.
That is nuts. I mean, on that album, on Love After Death, MCA let you guys recorded that, and MCA fronted it, right? We
were signed to MCA. I mean, they basically.
And then they just said, "You guys are out of your deal. Here's the album. You can take it and do what you want with it."
Basically, like that's pretty like a good breakdown of it. I mean, that's like the straightforward version of it. We spent like $2 million on that record. We went all over the States and recorded it and everywhere. Like we went up to San Francisco. We were like all over the place. Spent 2 years recording it maybe. And then we went in to talk, our manager went in to talk marketing for it. And they're like, they pulled him in and had a meeting with him and said, we're going to let the band go. You can take the label and take the record and shop it. And our manager came back and said, they're shelving the record. So we were, what the hell? I mean, we were devastated. We were about ready to like go on tour for a year. We were all fired up. It was like the best record we thought we made. We thought we were just going to come out and just destroy. And next thing you know, we don't have a record deal. Like overnight. I was just like, what? It was one of the weirdest times in my life because I was just so anticipated. I was literally the prime, like in my best like period. I was playing great. I had everything together. It was just like going to be the one. And clip. So then we spent 2 years trying to get another deal and get picked up in the States, and we never really got it. But Music for Nation put it out in Europe, and by then everybody had kind of gone on their own trips,
Yeah, that's who. I mean, I had a hard time finding this. This took me a long time to get.
Where'd you get it from?
eBay.
Yeah,
like probably 15 years ago. 15 years probably ago. I went through this phase where I would like anything that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, I would try to find it on eBay.
Out there.
And I did. I mean, I found this in a used record shop in the States. Like I was so happy when I found that.
Wow, that's the first thing we ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was
Love After Death. It's on YouTube. I mean, you can get it on YouTube and listen to it. Like I keep telling people because they're like, "Where could I get that?" Go on YouTube. Everything's there. You get my whole record for free right now if you want to listen to it.
Exactly. I mean, I don't remember. I think I paid a good $1 for this.
I'm sure. Yeah. That's I only have I have two of them. One is that one, and the other one's the Japanese version. which they just, whoever came up with this weird artwork, we never even signed off on it, but it's a Japanese version of it. Yeah, it's weird. It's got like green and it's really weird art. And then that one, which is like, what? Burgundy with the logo? Like, what the hell is this? Like,
yeah, it doesn't really, I
don't even know who even did it. We just like go, here, like, here's your record. But anyways, yeah, I have that one. I have only one of those, so they're rare.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty happy when I found it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was rare, right? It's not like something that you could go. It wasn't available in Canada, wasn't available in the States. So
yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, right on.
Well, Mark, I want to thank you so much, man.
Thanks so much. Keep spreading the word. Help me out. I appreciate it.
I will, of course. Okay.
Take care.
Take it easy. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Again, where you been, my long lost friend? Haven't seen not a trace in days. Heard you got another little head case. So blind your eyes, gonna steal your dreams, drain your pockets and your fantasies. Feed your man's gonna make you sing, do the most unspeakable things. Whoa. Bad news be coming soon.